What's happening, bro?
Yeah, what's good, my G? Just chilling, man.
Word up, man. Who I got right now in front of the camera, bro? Let people know.
You got MalikGottablast, you know what I mean? MalikGottablast, whatever you want to say. But yeah, you know what it is.
For sure, man. Hell yeah, dog. I was like, we was just talking before, we started rolling, man. We was been needing to do this. Now we got this shit going, and it's in motion right now, bro.
Yes, sir, man. Yeah, man. Niggas been waiting to tap in for a while. You feel me? I just be on. I feel me? I don't really be a fan of this shit too. I just be liking to see what's up. Like, for me, all the other artists tap in and shit, stay up to date, all that.
For sure, man. You've been going crazy, man. I was checking out your music, man. Down Bad, Captain Kirk, if I'm not mistaken, Hate Me, man. I was checking those music videos up, bro. I was like, okay, bro, snap it for sure. You've been doing it for a minute as well, too, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
That's what it is, though, bro. We gonna get into all that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let's get a little background about you before we start talking about the music and everything, so the viewers can get to know it, like where you from, where you was born, all that stuff too. So you know what I'm saying? Where you was born and raised at, bro?
Shit. Well, I was born in Orlando, but I moved to Miami around about first grade, whatever before first grade, kindergarten, I believe. And just stayed there till about middle school. That's when I came to Point Siena. I'd been there ever since. So that's basically where I grew up. Had all my little, whatever. You see fights and shit. Everybody got their little feuds in schools and shit. Niggas be beefing or whatever. About hoes or whatever, all that little shit. But yeah, So I always wanted to rap and shit, but I ain't never thought that shit can be no real career. I was always passionate about it and shit, but it was just one of those things, that's what I want to do. That's if I ever get into that situation, then God bless. But I ain't gonna strive for that shit. It wasn't until about recent years, I say about 2015, 2016, when niggas started popping off and shit like that. They just they let anybody in that shit, But it's I got real love for this shit, It's just that I ain't gonna go just put anything out there, so that's why I ain't got a lot of shit, a lot of other artists in my area. But it's all love. I respect everybody got their time.
For sure, man. So you were just saying you was from Point Siena and everything, and you were basically raised from 6th grade and up. Me personally, I was raised out in St. Cloud. That's not that far from Point Siena. I was out there basically all my life. Growing up, Point Siena was different, as in the city wasn't as so much things going on, and there wasn't a lot of stores. I'm pretty sure you remember when you first probably moved out there, it was a ghost town, in other words. You know what I'm saying? You had to probably go all the way into the city. From now what it is now to back then, what's the difference in your opinion about that? Because I know it grew way bigger than what it was when you first moved in there.
Hell yeah, shit. When I first came back, that's when everything just started to pop off. I say that was 2012, 2011, 2012 type of shit. This was just kind of I don't know. This was kind of like Point Siena itself. It's if you wanted to get away from all the city shit. It's if you went to Georgia, but you living on the outskirts Decatur or some shit. But you fuck with that Atlanta. You got shit going on out there. It ain't too far type shit. So it's but for us, everything is 45 minutes. You want to go to you want to go to Orlando, that's 45 to an hour. You want to go to St. Cloud, that's 45 to an hour. So It's just if you want to get away from everything, that's what it was. And then everybody found out it was some low key shit. And then everybody started finding out. Price house is cheap and shit like that. Motherfuckers moving in. And then it changed because the type of people that was living there, it was older people. So it wasn't no reason for all that shit. All they needed was a few things. But motherfucking family started coming there. You got a lot of people that come from New York. They breed there and shit like that. Cause shit low. So it's you got that project mentality in there because everybody coming from a harsher environment because it's cheap to get a house. So we just going that's everybody had the same thought. So that's really what it is now. So that's why you're seeing so much traffic and shit because everybody year on year, yeah man, just come through. This the cheap spot to go if you want to be in Florida.
So I know you was telling me as in you were living in Point Siena, you started getting into music and everything. But did you always have something with music growing up, or is that something that came at a certain age? And what age did that come for you? To start actually rapping and making music and start having that love for it?
Yeah, shit. I would say it started a lot of other artists. Being in the car with your moms, your pops, you hearing what they playing. That I was born in 01, so I got an interest to the shit. I say about 5 or 6, that's when I could really start understanding what I'm hearing and shit like that. You feel me? And at that time, you feel me, who you had running the game, you got like your T-Pains and, you feel me, R&B was really holding shit down.
For real, like the Pretty Rickies, the Trey Songz, the Ushers. Trust me, I was somewhat of like, I was still a kid, but I was like a little older. By 2001, I was already in school, so I clearly remember those R&B eras. But yeah, man, yeah, for sure. Like, did I like, okay, did you want to start making rap, or was it like, okay, I want to see what I can do in this music?
Shit, I ain't gonna lie, I was exposed to the first rapper I was really exposed to, and that's why I kind of released the story, cause my first rapper I was exposed to was Lil Wayne. Feel me, like really just being able to go through. I had the old MP3 shit. That was before iPods, all that shit. So I had the whole everybody tape. Feel me, I had my uncle shit. So I had like all the R&B. I had all the rappers that was lit at that time, motherfucking Chingy and shit like that. But it was really Lil Wayne. So that would say about like 7, and that was like 2008. You feel me, when he was really like shutting shit down on everybody's song. It just started from there. For me, I just started after that. I just sourced out to other artists. It got to a point, you feel me, when I reached Tupac and them, I was like 10. And that's when I really got into this shit, because I'm like, damn, these niggas got a message. Somehow at that young age, you feel me, I'm able to really understand and process the message. But where I was coming up at, I was in Miami at that time, so where I was coming up at, shit wasn't sweet. So I was like exposed to this shit in real life too. So it's like I was able to make the connection real early. And then from there, I was like, damn, this shit real. I wanted to make this shit myself, but I ain't know where to start. I ain't know how to start a song. I ain't know how to do none of it. I just know, you feel me, I love that shit. So I started like writing some of their shit. I was on the internet real early. So I got on the internet around that same time, like 10 type shit, on YouTube and shit like that. Like niggas wasn't even talking about YouTube, none of that. But I was just on there looking up shit, you feel me? And yeah, I used to just copy that shit, but I wasn't like presenting it as mine. I was just practicing the shit, like just being a little kid. But when I really just started like telling people, oh yeah, I rap, like I like doing this shit, it was like 2014. So I'll say that's like 8th grade type shit. Yeah, 2014, 2015. Feel me? And I wasn't great, you feel me? But I wanted to do it. I had the passion, so I just stuck to it.
Word. And at that time, when you like was like, okay, I'm gonna start rapping now. Did you like, okay, I'm gonna get in the studio, and then when you got into the studio, did you like start feeling your music like, damn, this shit's hard, or you just like, you know, is there more to improve on? Like, did you like fall in love instantly when you got into the studio?
No.
How was that? Nah.
I didn't, because my like it was around that time. It was like I was in middle school when I got into my first studio, because it was 2 of my boys, you feel me, at the time. You feel me, motherfucking. They was talking about like, yeah, like we finna be in the studio and shit like that. They had made a song and it was a fucking Chirac remix, you feel me? That shit was going crazy. I went to Discovery, so you feel me? Niggas went to Discovery, you feel me, around like 2013 to like 2015. You feel me? You already know. You should know what I'm talking about in that era. But motherfuckers had the Chirac remix shit going. Everybody like, nah, these niggas stop. I was supposed to be on that shit, but you feel me? Like, shit just ain't work out like that. So I was like, nah, fuck that, bro. I'm gonna get into that stew. I'm gonna get into the stew. It was one of my other homies, and he feel me. He was on his producing shit. So he was feel me. He knew how to put all the beats onto their shit. Also, how everybody be like garage banding and shit. He was like really doing that shit back then in middle school. So I just slid through one time, walked there from my crib. You know how it is with Point, bro. That shit, you gotta walk somewhere. You walking for a grip. You feel me? So you feel me? But I was like, nah, like I want to make the song. So made my way there. Feel me? Made the shit, and it was like, it wasn't amazing, but niggas was like, nah, you could kind of do this shit. But it was like, nah, I ain't never go back to that shit after like 3 listens. I was like, yeah, that shit over with.
I'm guessing you never released the song then, right?
Nah, my boy had a little copy of this shit. He sent me it, and I was like, yeah, bro. I mean, you feel me, if you want to do that, but I really didn't want him to do it. Thank God it ain't never go out. Only a few people know, you know, type shit. So I say it was like, but when I really started like, so after that, I took a break. You feel me? And I was just, well, it wasn't even I took a break. I just didn't have no connection no more. So I was just working on a craft for me in my crib, writing all the time. I write for me. I ain't gonna sit here and cat like, I freestyle shit. Like, I write my shit, bro. I got passion for this shit. Like, it ain't no cap for me. Like, I'll say if I'm saying some shit, for me, I already seen it. You feel me? I done it. You feel me? It's like, it ain't some shit I'm just making up on my head. Like, I can't even do that if I try type shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when I really started getting into the shit, like, you feel me, motherfuckers like, nah, you could really spit, cause I was writing, you feel me, and I was spitting my writtens, but I wasn't hiding it. I was like, yo, I got this shit out, I read, you feel me, just listen real quick. That was like freshman year, like towards the middle, you feel me, like my close friends, you feel me, type of shit like that. I was like, yo, just hear this shit real quick, and be like, alright, motherfuckers like, nah, you can do this shit, you feel me, but I was still into sports, I was playing football and shit like that, but as the years went on, you feel me, shit happened. Shit ain't work out how I want. It's like, that's a whole different story. So like, yeah, like high school, 9th grade. Yeah, that's when I started like freestyling. And niggas was like, I fucking with it.
Or was your first official like song that you had like put on a platform?
I put my shit out. It's a shit called Same Old, feel me? I just spelled it a different way because I always been on some different shit. I just wanted to stick out. You feel me? So it was like, it was senior year. Like right after I stopped playing football, like, for me, I had to come to a decision. For me, it was like, shit. I had already came to the conclusion in my mind, like, what was gonna happen with football, so I was like, shit. Like, for me, I played with that, but I really want to do this rap shit, and now that I see it's a lane and an opportunity for this shit, I either give it my all or go work a regular job and just call it that. You feel me? So that was like, probably like this oh shit, it was like the end of November. I think the last few days, like the 28th. November 28th, and that was like 2019. Yeah.
Word. And then that work there was like solidify you as a rapper. He was like, all right, I'm about to really take this serious and everything.
Hell yeah, because motherfucking, I ain't gonna lie, I be on some anti-social shit, like, for me, I fuck with who I fuck with, but yeah. You feel me? If you came up, like, you know how it is in school, you gotta talk to people every day. But sure. I ain't the type to be like, you feel me? Like, watch out, you feel me? Nigga, come up to me. You feel me? I'm gonna treat you good, you treat me good, you feel me? That's how it is. But if it's gonna be fuck me, then it's gonna be fuck you. You feel me? But when I put that shit out, motherfuckers was like, yo, this shit hard. Like, I got like 35 reposts. That was my first song on SoundCloud. You feel me? That shit, like the first night I dropped it, I ain't say nothing because I was shook. Like, I didn't know what the reception was gonna be. I didn't know niggas gonna say I'm trash. I'm over here thinking I'm good. So I just dropped that shit. And it got like, I woke up in the morning to go to school. So I probably dropped it like 11 at night, 12 at night. Woke up at like 6. It had like 9 views. I promise you not, about 3 o'clock that day, the end of school, shit had 90 views. You feel me? And it ain't amazing, but you feel me? Like,
yeah, for your first like song, you was like, okay, for that jump, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So obviously word probably got around the school or whoever were posting it. But like the end of your first song though, like how much like you said it got over 30 reposts, so it was getting a lot of listens to it.
Yeah, traction and shit.
For sure. So like, you know, you obviously being like you said an antisocial type of person, did that like take you like, oh damn, like when people like, oh your music, like was you out of your element at that point? Like, oh damn, like this is what rap really is, you know what I'm saying? Because you know rap is something that, you know, there's a lot of people that you could tell in the rap game that they do not like to be, you know, don't like to be talked to. It's not that they're not like a person that don't fuck with people, this is the type of person. There's a lot of people like that. So when you seen that, like what was your mindset on that? Like, okay, this is serious, like I'm gonna have to start like opening up and like, you know, hey, you know, like how was that reaction when you started seeing that actually happening and people actually telling you? How did you like take that on?
Shit, basically for me, I ain't like one thing I always stand by for me. I don't let shit get in my head. Like I be sometimes I actually be belittling myself actually, you feel me? Cause I don't want to be so egotistical. Like for me, I could really care about like telling you I'm the best. I'd rather show you I'm the best in my work. Sure. So you feel me? Like when motherfuckers telling me, and it's crazy cause you feel me? I was in class, one of my classes, you feel me? Niggas is just like, you feel me? That shit is alright. Like you feel me? It ain't all that. And you feel me? At the time I wasn't all that, but for a nigga that was doing it when nobody else was doing it, and I was actually, for me, up to par somewhat, like you gotta kind of think too. I made that first song on my iPhone, on GarageBand, with my iPhone headphones. You feel me? First song, first edit, first mix, and it wasn't even like amazing, but it was like I had the imagination, so I kind of just filled in all my errors there, and it was like, you feel me? They took it for what it was, for real. Like that's what really surprised me the most, cause it wasn't in the studio. You feel me? And it's like I was like, damn, you feel me? They fucking with my mindset, cause I had to really just be creative to get this shit up to par. You feel me? I ain't have all the equipment. So yeah, when I just really like seeing the reaction from everybody, like, nah, this shit type slide, you feel me? And it's like, it wasn't the most sped up song. I mean, I was just rapping, you feel me, what I know. Like, everything I put in that shit, it was just like, it was simple, but it was like, nah, like, you feel me, you kind of got something here. Yeah, basically, you feel me, when motherfuckers was coming out, they was like, yo, you feel me, like, just keep making this shit, you feel me, just keep going, just keep going. I was like, all right, bro. You feel me, and from there on, I had made another song, and it was like, I'm like, cause I was on my real like rapper shit. Like, I wanted niggas to know, cause I kind of have like a little cartoonish name, MalikGottablast. You feel me? Like, niggas listen, hear that shit, and they be like, the fuck, you feel me? But
sure.
The first 2 songs, I wanted niggas know, like, nah, I could really, you feel me, say some shit. You feel me? They was like, all right, you can rap for real. So the third song, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna switch it up, and I'm still on the iPhone. You feel me? I ain't even get a mic yet. Probably like my 6th, 7th song when I made a little EP. That's when I got a little snowball mic. But my third song, that shit was called We Can't Be Friends. And oh my God. Talking about niggas coming up to me in school talking about some, we can't be friends. I'm on defense. Like, bro. Yeah. And you feel me? I was annoyed because I'm not used to that shit. Like, that shit was new to me, but I ain't gonna sit here and say like, bro, I don't do that shit. You feel me? But it was like, it was love. So I don't know, I just had to kind of figure out how to like accept that love. Like, that shit was just, it was weird, but I was like, damn, like, I'm doing this shit for real. Niggas is coming up to me saying my words, like, and right there I could kind of picture like 1,000 people in the show all saying my words for me. I'm on stage. Like, that's the shit I be thinking about, just the next level, how I can just keep doing this shit like that.
That's fire, that's fire. Did you end up ever like, because I know right now, you know, you on your team, you got a lot of people that rap. Like, did you guys already start rapping in high school? That's something that y'all had in common? Or like, how did that like start up, you know, because there's a lot of rappers in y'all team, so like, was that something y'all was already like planning on doing? Like, okay, let's just chill, cypher, rap, or was that something that was like, came together as like the days went by and everything?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, we would all be freestyling shit like that, and just like, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't want to wait. Everybody was like, yo, we need a studio, you feel me? We need this, we need that, you feel me? Like, I didn't want to wait, you feel me? I already tried, before I even hopped on the GarageBand and shit, I already tried to go to 2 studios, and you feel me, niggas was just playing around, you feel me? And I was like, nah, I don't really operate like that. Like, if I want to do some shit, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna figure out a way to do it, no matter what the cost, you feel me? So, at that point, I was just like, you feel me, I'm gonna hop, that's when I was just like, I was the first one really to just hop off and be like, nah, I'm gonna do this rap shit, you feel me? And it's like, I was shook. I mean, everybody know. I told everybody, like, I be trying to keep it real. I keep it real with everybody close to me. Like, I told them, bro, I'm shook. I don't know what they gonna say, but they was like, nah, bro, like, that shit good.
Yeah.
But you never know. You feel me? Friends will say this just to, you feel me, make you feel good. But like, I didn't grow up like that. Niggas kept it cut. Like, my own mom, she keeps shit cut. Like, she ain't gonna sugarcoat none of that. So that's how I just see everybody. Like, you feel me? It could be love, but I'm always just remember that, because it's just what it is. So for me, going off that, I was like, all right, and I'm knowing too, nobody gonna do nothing for you. So you feel me?
That's real right there.
Yeah, just knowing that, I'm like, bro, I gotta figure out how to do this shit. You feel me? So the person that put me on this shit, the person that put me on this shit, you feel me? He told me about the GarageBand, how to set up shit like that a little bit, and I just figured out shit for the most part. And I showed my niggas, they was like, once I started to progress, you feel me? Mm-hmm. Like around that third, fourth song, you feel me? Niggas is like, yo, they seeing, you feel me? Seeing people come up to me, hearing people talk. I'm not even in the room. You feel me? That's how a lot of shit really was going. Like, motherfuckers come back to me and be like, oh, they said this and that. Cause motherfucking, I don't know what it is. Motherfuckers wanna walk up to me like, it ain't even to say I'm the hardest nigga or nothing like that. It's just like, I don't know. They just wanna walk up to me and say, it was a few people that they probably know me from somewhere else, and they'd be like, yo, bro, that song was, you feel me? But, you feel me, it'd be a motherfucker that walk right past me, that listen to my music in school, and they won't say, you feel me, that shit was hard and shit like that. Yeah. But I don't feel no type of way. It's just what it is, you feel me? I appreciate anybody that listens to my music, even if it's one time, you feel me? Real shit.
So, and after that, you know, you just started getting into music videos and everything, like you started progressing into getting into music videos. Like, how was that? When you take that initial step, like, all right, it's time to go into the next level. How was that? What's your mindset on that?
Shit, when I made my first music video, shout out T Shot It. You feel me? He really blessed me. You feel me? That was the studio, I hopped in, and shout out Slaughter Productions. You feel me? They was working together, and yeah, they really put me in the right direction. Like I was going to the studio with them, and I remember I went like 3-4 days straight. You feel me? Because I wanted to really show them like, nah, I want to do this shit. I'm not gonna waste time. Like this is some shit I really want to do. You feel me? I wasn't still in high school, but you feel me? I was just dedicated. Even if I ain't really matter what the bread cost. Like I was working. You feel me? I wasn't getting the most bread, but I knew it's what I wanted to do. So that's where my money was going, no matter what. So they was like, all right, you feel me? We fucking with you and shit. You feel me? And off the strength of that, I really wasn't supposed to say this, but I'm gonna say it. You feel me? Off the strength of that, just me showing that love consistently and shit. He was like, yo, I'm gonna do you this solid. You feel me? I'm gonna do you the video for XYZ. You feel me? Whatever. It's just, yeah. So he did that, and I was like, you fucking blessed. But it wasn't even the way I wanted, because I wanted to do that shit outside. I wanted it to be a nice little setup, in point. Like I still ain't doing one video in point, and that's what I'm trying to get to soon. But it was technically in point, you feel me? It was somewhere in there. But motherfucking, you feel me? We still worked it out, because he gave me the deal, so I didn't wanna wait no longer. You feel me? I wanted to capitalize off that shit as soon as possible. So we did that, and yeah, you feel me? That was my first video, and I was just like, I was just hyped. I didn't know what to do. Everything was really off. Like I was just winging the shit. But I was like, yo, as I keep going with this shit, I'm gonna get more ideas. I'm gonna figure out places to go. You feel me? After the first idea, I was like, nah. And the second idea, you feel me? I'm for sure gonna be outside. You feel me? I'm for sure have the renty. You feel me? I'm for sure gonna, and it just went like that. You feel me? The second video, I didn't go like that. You feel me? But I wanted it to. You feel me? And it was still in my head. Like, nah, I'm gonna get there. You feel me? But I really just wanted to, in the beginning, I really just wanted to get the content out. Like at that point, before I even made my first video, I had over 20 plus songs out, like with SoundCloud, and then I had just put my tape on Apple Music. It was Maniac Boy World, you feel me? And I had made that whole tape with T-Shot it and Slaughter Productions, you feel me? And I was just like, damn, I was one of the niggas letting niggas know, like, yeah, I make a little catalog, so, alright, you got these, you feel me, these little Lucy's on SoundCloud, the singles, and then you got the tape right here, you feel me, just a little, my collection, just of anything, you feel me, and just like, you feel me, I don't know, you never know who's watching, maybe somebody big watching, they just like, nah, he got a little, feel me, it wasn't, nah, the music wasn't 10 out of 10, but the way I had shit laid out, it was like, you feel me, he's on something, like, he's doing it in a correct manner, type shit, so, but with the videos, I was just like, I'm gonna try and get them out how I could, and it's like, being a high school kid, you feel me, unless you just doing what you're doing, you feel me, making these plays and shit, you really don't got the most money for the most part. So you feel me, I was like, that T-Shot shit, he really blessed me, and that's why I'm like, you feel me, I appreciate that. That was my first real, like, being on video, and it wasn't like, no little camera, like, no disrespect to people that do that shit, it's just like, that's not how I wanted to go about it. Like, I got a different respect, you gotta understand that. Like, I wanna give it to you, like, how it's supposed to be seen, how you would see, like, motherfucking big ass rapper do that shit, cause that's where I see myself type shit. But at that point, I was just like, nah, like, they got the audios, but at that point, I kind of seen it was a transition into, nah, we need videos. Like, we'll listen to audios for me, we're in the car or whatever, but if we at home chilling on YouTube, I'm not gonna be watching the audio. For me, I want to see the video. You feel me? It's like, I just like, all right. So I did that, and I just try to do what I could. Still a few of them that's there that, you feel me, I want to knock out, but day by day, bruh, just know that I got love for this shit, and you feel me, when it's gonna come, when it's gonna come, and it's gonna be put together correctly. Like, not no flimsy shit just put out, like, yeah, take that. I would never do that shit. Like, that disrespecting music, you feel me, everybody that did this shit before me. So, that's really the story with that.
Well, for sure, man. You know, you have a great story behind you, man, and how it started for you, you know, taking it to where the level that you're at. And even from the beginning, since we've been talking, man, I could tell that you are very consistent. You're very, like, passionate on what you do, about your music, your craft. All I can tell you, man, is keep on going, man, you know, because at the end of the day, you know, as you work harder, you're just only going to get better, bro. So, you know, it's a lot of good things gonna happen for you, man. If you keep that mindset of yours, man. You know, you're young. You know, you got like a good head on your shoulder right now. Especially what you was telling me about. You know, you wanted to take this to the next level. And you know, like I said, man. You know, you work hard, man. And hard work is gonna pay off. So, you keep on doing what you're doing, man. I really do appreciate you, getting done this interview with me, and we gonna keep on working. All the people watching this, what I'm saying, they're gonna be more collab, with us. So
yeah, for sure, man. You already know, hey man, appreciate you for sure. You already know, like y'all gotta tune in with Kodak all the time. Y'all stay up to date with everything for sure. Like, yeah.
For sure. Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.